Hi, I'm Evelyn of the Modern Needle, and I found a pattern that I wanted to knit. However, it is a European pattern, and as you know, the European patterns really don't hold your hand. They have many sizes in the same document, and they're kind of hard to follow. So here I'll show you how to bring it into your Adobe, and then from there into your knitting app. So I found this Norwegian knitter, or I do follow the Norwegian knitter on YouTube, and she had a slipper challenge, and it is a European pattern. So in order to download the pattern, she happily provided that in the link. I click on more down here. The pattern is free from Sandness Garns. So once you click the more on the right hand side of your tablet, and this is just a regular Samsung tablet. I don't know how it works on the iPhone tablets. I'm not really sure on the Apple products. So here is the, on the bottom is the Sandness Garn puts on this pattern, and as you can see, as soon as you click on it, you can download it. It'll ask you what language you want to have, and you follow the links and get the pattern. So then you have the pattern downloaded here, and you go into your Adobe. This is where it'll be stored. It'll open right into here. I had already gone through and selected the sizes that I wanted, but I thought I'll use a smaller size just to get a feel of the pattern. We do have a 4-year-old in the family, so I thought I picked that. And as you can see, this here is European sizes. So I went to a shoe size converter on Google, and it told me that size 27-28 is for 4 to 4.5-year-old child. And I'm going to highlight all of these previously. I highlighted size 38 and 39, which is a very common size for women. There is 7 women in our family, and all of us except for one has that particular size. So I already gone through and I highlight all of the sizes that I need, and the way that I pick it is I know that this here is the 3rd size from the end, and I highlight everything in green. However, I also want to try this 4-year-old size here. So Adobe has a free feature, which if you look at the bottom here, it shows you the free stuff that you can get. You might click on it and one might say that you have to pay for it, but on the bottom here, I don't think so. So anyways, I pick my highlighter, and it comes up with a green dot because I already highlighted a size in green, but I do want to have an additional size that I want to use. So I'm going to pick this color here. Has lots of contrast. I can slide it along, or I can pick it along the slide however dark I want it. This is fine. So I'll just click off of it, and now I can go and highlight the size that I want. It looks like the size that I want is the 2nd size in, so I'm just going to highlight that. So I go through all of the things that has the brackets, because the brackets are the different sizes. You can see here I took one size too much, so I go to the top of the tablet where it has the return button. It took that to take it out. Oh, clicked on the watermark instead. So I pick this 2nd size here. Oh, here are my highlighters. For whatever reason, I clicked off of something. Yeah, I'm still on the pink. And I mark my size here. Yeah. And I just want to tell you that most European yarns are based on 50-gram balls. And this is this yarn here. It's a 50-gram ball, and it's approximately 70 meters. So a 100-gram ball is twice the size. So the 100-gram ball is 140 meters up here, which means it's a bulky yarn. The needle size that they use is 5.5 millimeter. I believe a 4 millimeter or 4.5 is 7, 8. So this would be a 9 US size, but don't take my word for it. There is a needle converter in Google. If you put in needle conversion or needle size conversion, and then lots of them come up and you can check it out that way. I do want to highlight here the second size. And as you can see, I'm just going through everywhere there are multiple brackets. I'm choosing the second size and I'm marking it off. I'm not even reading the pattern at this particular minute just yet. I'm just checking through all of the sizes here and making sure I get the second size highlight. So that when I want to knit it, everything here is done for me. And depending on the size, I would either knit according to my pink or according to the green. And I do believe that I have everything highlight that has multiple brackets. So I can click. Let me see. Yeah, I'm fine. So now I can pull it into my knitting apps. I have two knitting apps. One is called My Row Counter. The other one you might be more familiar with is Knit Companion. I used to subscribe to Knit Companion, but now it's like I think 40 some odd dollars a year, which I don't use most of the features from Knit Companion. So I thought I'll use the free version and see, do I even have a need to pay that $40 or not? I did pay for the paid for version in My Row Counter because it's only 14 or 15 Canadian dollars, which is at this point a little bit more palatable to me, so that's fine. So in order to send that to my app, I'll go to the top of my screen, and there's a share button here. So I click on the share button and it opens up, how do I want to share this with my app? And what I want to do is I want to send a copy. And here are my apps that could possibly handle a copy of this. You might want to open it in Word. You might want to send it to the Dropbox. You might want to send it to your Kindle, whatever. So I want to send it to my row counter, which is right here. It opens up row counter. And it asks me to give it a name. I'll put in slippers. F for felt it. And I'll click on done. Here I'm going to click OK. And here is the pattern, page 1 and page 2. Both of my sizes are highlighted. I have my row counters over here. I can add row counters if I need to. If I click on the settings here, I quickly show you that as well. Two of these buttons pop up. If I want to mark on my pattern, let's say I want to say, oh, I did 7 rows instead of 5 or whatever, I'll click on the highlighter and the plus. I can pick down here, it is either a see-through highlighter or a solid highlight, which means it's not opaque, so you can see through whatever it is. And I have my eraser over here and on this side of the page. And this is the same in Knit Companion as well. If I want to have, I'll pick the highlighter here for a second. You can see that I picked it because it does have a different color. Here are all the dots. So I'll pick the color of the highlighter that I want. And I can choose how wide I want that highlighter to be. So here it is more like a scribble, and here it is pretty fat. If I don't want it, I can erase it. Unfortunately, this app here does not have a back button. So I'll bring it back to a size that I might like. And oops, I can say, yep, that's fine. So now I'm closing out of the highlighters here. If I need the highlighter bar, I can go in here and you can see that there are a horizontal and a vertical bar. And I can adjust the width of these as well. And I can also pick the color that is in here. Am I at the right spot where it shows me? No. I think maybe it's in here. Yeah. Here is my color and here is how wide I want the highlighter to be. So, and then of course I can save it. Let's say I want to share it with, and then of course I can move my bar along. The bar here is not as good, I think, as the one in, you can see how it skips and moves sometimes when I move up and down my page. When I have that highlighter bar in Knit Companion, it actually stays where I want it to be. But regardless, this is not about the apps. This is more about the bringing in your documents. So let's say I do want to actually bring it into Knit Companion. I go back to my original Adobe, and I'll go back to the top here. Sorry. I want to share it. Save a copy. And this time we're bringing it into the Knit Companion. It might take a minute to open because Knit Companion, for some reason, for me is always, okay, today it's rather fast. I can name my project up here and I do the felted slippers. Create. Here it is. I have a vertical bar and I have a horizontal bar. If I need to adjust the width of these bars, it is in the pencil here, but it is a paid for portion, so I don't bother with that. I do like the bar if I work needlework. However, okay. So anyways, I don't need the bar, so it doesn't actually matter. I'll go to page 2 up here. So here are my highlight information because I'm not paying for this. I wouldn't have access to highlight anything here. So now I can go through it. I'll move the bars to the side or the column. If you want to say I'm in this column or this column, you can use it. And of course you can have your highlighted bar. So if I follow the pink along, it gives me all of the information here. Oh, I did highlight how many balls I need. So for the pink, going per the instructions with 5.5 millimeter needles, I cast on 66 stitches, join and work 20 rounds in stockinette stitch. Transfer 33 first stitches to a spare needle for 1 foot because you're knitting 2 slippers that are attached and then the one gets slid into the other one. It's quite ingenious. Watch the Norwegian knitter. She shows you how this works, but it doesn't matter. I'm talking about any pattern, not this specific pattern here. Okay, then the remaining 33 stitches in cast on 4 stitches, new stitches, and that will be the end of the row. 37 stitches. Then I think you finish the 2 slippers separately. Insert the marker 2 stitches before the new stitches, and that'll be the beginning of the round. Work 3 round stockinette stitch. Then you decrease as follows, and you follow through. If you get a 0 down here, if it says 0 for your size, that means you're not doing anything. You're just skipping to the next set of instructions. Then I'm at the bottom of the page here, and Now there are no longer size delineations. So all of these instructions here, they're for all of the sizes that are in here. I don't know how many sizes are in here. 2, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 sizes. So for all 9 sizes, they all do the same thing here. And then your finishing instructions are the same. So you can see how easy it is. It is a bit confusing until you can kind of wrap your brain around it. So I'll try these slippers. I'll talk about it in my blog if I don't put up a video before this. Otherwise, I might have to insert a little bit next time. But this is how you read the European patterns and how you import any pattern or anything that you want to do, whether that is, it could be knitting, crocheting, sewing pattern where you need to highlight things into your apps and use them from there. So you can do this. Happy knitting. Talk to you later.